Hey Google, what's the temperature like today?
Expect a high of 89 and a low of 74.
All right, not horrible. Let's go shoot a video today. Beautiful morning. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. Thank you for joining me. We're in my 2011 335i, and in today's video, I'm gonna be talking about my top 5 favorite mods that I've installed in the 4 years that I've owned this car. So let's go grab some coffee, find a cool spot to park and shoot some footage, and I'll see you there. Look at that. Working cup holders, baby. Elite class. Look at that. Good vibes. Make sure to watch to the end of the video because I'll be adding a little bonus clip. Because you best bet if I'm driving up here to do a video and I'm gonna park in some parking lot and talk about my car, I'm gonna enjoy nature too. All right, I made it. I finally found a parking lot that actually seems to be pretty freaking awesome. Again, at that place I was talking to you about, Rock State Park. But usually it's pretty chill, and of course when I decide to go, it's the busiest day of the year. Somebody's getting baptized or something, that's what I heard. There's a lot of people in suits and nice dresses, and they are taking up all the parking spaces. That's all I really know. Yeah, so like I said, today I'm doing a top 5 favorite mods on my 2011 335i. And that list is incredibly subjective. I'm pretty much just going based off of how much the mod has impacted my day-to-day life as far as like miles per gallon. I'm just going off of my personal favorite mods. All right, so the first mod on my list is gonna be an aftermarket intake. And specifically, you know, the one that's on my car is the Burger Motorsports intake, which I highly recommend. Because it was only like, at the time it was like 220 bucks, and I think it's gone up a little bit. I'll leave a link to it in the description. Now I think it's like 280 or something. But anyway, my point is the alternative would be getting a Go Fast Bits or the other brand and replacing your stock diverter valve with it, which is a much more involved job. Anyway, this way, under 300 bucks, the install takes like 15 minutes. And I think it's totally worth it because the sound that you get is absolutely intoxicating. And I know this is sort of a controversial mod because when you swap your stock closed box air intake system that comes on these cars for an open air intake system, that you're really just creating a hot air intake and there's no real power gains. I don't notice a difference one way or the other, so I tend to agree with those people that say there's no real performance benefits to this specific intake. The whole reason why I bought this was because of the sound that it produces, and I made peace with the fact that there's no real power gains. I just wanted that pew pew out the front. Now, I do have to mention that it does sort of mess with my startup a little bit.
This car has never stalled on me as a result of this. I know some people say that their cars actually stall. That's ridiculous. It's got to be something else with their car. I've been driving with this for about 2 years, 20,000 miles. Just be aware that you'll probably have a little bit of funkiness when you're starting your car. And I made peace with that. Doesn't bother me. It doesn't throw any check engine lights. I will say, if you have a little bit more money to spend, I'd recommend going with the in-gen intake. It sounds insane. I like the way this sounds, but the in-gen intake makes your car sound like a Supra. It goes I did a horrible job representing that sound, but you know what I'm talking about. The next mod on my list that should come at no surprise really is a tune. And specifically I went with the JB4, which has been great. I've had for, again, about 2 years, because once you do anything aftermarket, like an intake or an intercooler, or you want to go to stage 2 or anything, you need a tune. Well, you can't go to a tune without stage 2, but you know what I mean. And I'm gonna be fully honest, I didn't realize these things when I first got into this car. That when you throw mods, they don't just immediately start making power off the bat. Well, most don't. And you actually need to tune your car, or else it's probably gonna run worse. But anyway, I digress. The JB4 is what I went with. And you have it here in your ECU housing, and you have to splice a couple cables, you have to solder a couple cables in the ECU, and then you have 3 connections, which is your boost solenoid, your MAP sensor, and I believe your MAP sensor down here. MAP, right? MAP? Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me show you how the JB4 works on the inside, because it's actually pretty sick. You have to hit the minus arrow, the volume down button, and the track down button at the same time. And when you do that, it takes you into the JB4 menu, which you can see here. The tachometer reads the different maps that you can pick from 0 to 7, 0 being completely disabled, 7, I don't remember what it is, but I stick to map 2, which is the stage 2 tune. I believe it targets 16.5 PSI. Correct me if I'm wrong, I don't have the stat sheet brought up. And map 1, that goes to 13.5 PSI. So stock boost in this car is 8 PSI stock boost in this car. So jumping from 8 to 13.5 with that map 1, it's a substantial difference, and it straight up, it wakes your car up. Going back to stock, even from map 1, feels like a world of difference. So, and then with the left side, your speedometer, it's a way of switching menus. So watch this. I just went to the next menu, and now I have a full range of options. That's a different map where you can, not a map, but a different menu of settings that you can adjust for things. That's a menu. That's a menu. That's a menu. And you can do this on the fly. If your car is running and you pull up next to a Mustang GT or something at a red light, and you wanna boom, switch from map 1 to map 2, and then exit JB4 mode, which I just did, you're now in map 2 and you're ready to punch it. So I can also disable my exhaust flap because I have a stock exhaust. I can permanently disable that flap, like the Golf T mod, more professionally through the JB4. I've had it for probably 2 years now. It's been great, but the install is more involved than MHD. So if you're not confident in yourself, or you don't have a buddy who can do it for you, and you don't want to pay the money for a shop to do it, I would go with MHD. The next mod on my list is gonna be wheels, which, surprise, surprise, I'm naming a lot of mods that I feel like are pretty obvious, but you know, there's a reason why everybody names these mods. And again, I am basing this list off of pretty much how has this mod impacted my day-to-day life, you know, smiles per dollar. And again, wheels are something that when I got them, just absolutely transformed the look of my car. I had the stock chrome wheels on before, and I went with the black. These are the ECS brand, the Alzor wheel, style 030. So it's kind of like an M Sport rep looking wheel, but it's a budget wheel. I got them on sale for, I think, $600. And again, you know, no shame in my game. They are budget, or they're rep wheels, you know. So, but they're $600 as opposed to $1,600. And if you're someone like me who's on a budget, you know, I can't be spending, you know, $1,500 to $2,000 on a set of authentic, you know, forged wheels. So I do go out of my way to avoid potholes, but you know, I'm not crazy about it. I do it just as much as everybody else does it, and I hit my fair share of potholes on accident, and these wheels have never bent or done anything weird. If you're looking for budget wheels, I would recommend the Alzor wheels, but I will say I do hate ECS. The next mod on my list is going to be a spoiler, because I don't know, this is completely subjective. Again, this whole video is subjective. It's completely my opinion, but I think these cars look completely naked without a spoiler, and I really think most people will agree. So I think seriously one of the first, if not the first thing you should do is getting a spoiler for these cars. And mine's the ECS brand. Again, I've got a lot of ECS parts on this car. It's the carbon fiber spoiler, and it looks nice. A little dirty right now, but I've had this spoiler on pretty much since I bought the car, so probably close to 4 years now, and it's still looking good. The clear coat is definitely failing a little bit, and you know, this wasn't an eBay spoiler. It was like $300, so I would definitely expect the clear coat to hold up a little bit better than it has. And I say that because my buddy has pretty much the same spoiler, but he bought it off eBay for, you know, half the price. And it seems to be the same exact quality as the one that I bought off of ECS, but he paid half the amount. Regardless of the direction that you choose, I highly recommend investing in a trunk lip for these cars, because it completely transforms the back end. Makes the side profile of your car look pretty good as well. Now, the final mod that I want to talk about that I think is an absolute must for these cars is swapping out the daytime, the halos for LED bulbs. But yeah, the Lux H8 is the LED bulb that I went with, and it's been a while since I bought it. I will leave a link for every product that I talk about today in the description. But I think I paid $200 to $300 for this, and it was worth every penny. The install is literally like 5 to 10 minutes. You don't need any tools. It's just, if you have the E90, it might be different for the E92, but if the E90, it's just a little plastic plate that you pop off the back of the headlight housing, and then you remove the bulb and swap in the Lux bulb, and yeah, you're done. And I think it just makes this car look so much better. The orange halogen bulb is really a point on these cars for aging. And when you upgrade to LED bulbs, it just transforms your car. And the Lux bulbs are pretty much the standard. Most people go with them. So, yep, that's the last one on my list that I want to talk about. An honorable mention is 110% blacked out kidney grills. I just didn't add them to my top 5 because I think that's too easy. And it's too simple to really take up a spot. But I honestly think that this is the #1 mod you should do. First, starting out, if you just bought one of these cars, first thing you should do is replace those chrome kidney grills with black. And these are specifically the M4 style. The final mod I want to talk about that's another honorable mention is Tint. And you know, some people, you know, priorities are different, but for me, I really wanted to get rid of that fishbowl look. And it cost me $120 to do the entire car. And it just completely transformed the look of it, especially if you're someone like me with an Instagram. Go follow that, by the way, shameless plug. I'll leave a link in the description. But if you're someone like me who likes to take a lot of pictures of your car, I think Tint is a great investment. All right, guys, so that'll do it for my list of top 5 favorite mods that I've installed on my car in the 4 years that I've owned it. Again, this list is incredibly subjective. I'm just basing it off of smiles per dollar, how these mods have impacted my day-to-day life and just the overall
look and feel of the car. If you disagree, or if you want to comment and let me know what you think should be a must-do mod for the E9X 335i, please do. I'd love to hear it. Ooh, she's parked up by herself, looking good. That's just reason number one why, if you want to buy one of these cars, it actually, I say go for it 100%. Make it happen. I've had this car for 4 years, and every single day I still look back at it. King and queen seat. That way. Let's go. Y'all clicked on this video to watch top 5 mods on my BMW. Did you think you'd be going on a nature adventure? I don't think y'all understand how crazy this view is. Let's keep going. I have a coffee in one hand and a phone in the other. I have to get down there. I'll see you in a second.
Morning, how you doing?
Morning.
Good for you, man.
My man Kenny here. Good guy. Taught me some great wisdom. I'm gonna remember our conversation. You too. Hey, sorry to blow up your... All right.
Some things just like driving a car.
Yeah.
And you got your rear view mirror. Well, your rear view mirror is your past.
Okay.
And every now and then,
Okay.
you look up. And if you stay in your rear view mirror too long, you might ditch yourself. But your rear view mirror is your past. Keep going forward.